Perspective is everything. This is my personal copy of my Sefer, The Story of Our Lives. Some of you are familiar with what I was zocheh to write B'siyata D'Shmaya with the help of the Master of the World. In page 369 of the Sefer, which is chapter 21, I keep something, it's hard to show you on the video, but if you can take a look at this and sort of make out what it is, it's not even a whole dried leaf. It's a piece of a dried leaf, and I keep it in my Sefer. To those of you watching, this little piece of dried leaf is not worth much. If it fell on the floor, you'd sweep it up and you'd throw it out, and it would be more of a nuisance than an asset or anything of that sort. But this dry leaf is one of the most precious things that I own, because one day my Shmuel Shmelka, our 3-and-a-bit-year-old, came in after coming home from Gan, and he ran up to me and he gave me this little piece of a dried leaf, and he said, "Abba, I brought this for you." This difference in perspective is not just with regard to this little piece of a dried out leaf. I think it's a mashal for really everything, for all of nature, for all of our experiences that we encounter throughout the course of our days and our weeks and our months and our years and our entire lifetimes. It's all a matter of perspective. There's a debate in the world with regard to education. It's famously called nature or nurture. And it's basically founded on a conversation about whether traits are more ingrained through nature, because this is just the way that the child is in the personality, or whether traits are developed and tendencies and characteristics are developed through nurture. But I think that we can utilize these two labels to really ask ourselves how we interact with the world. On the one hand, and I think that this is the majority of humanity, we interact with the world as nature. It just is what it is. And it doesn't say anything to me. And it doesn't necessarily hold that much essential value. But I think that there are a number of us, and I hope it's all of us watching, and it's essentially supposed to be every single Yid, every single Jew, who approach what other people consider to be nature as an expression of nurturing. Because we're aware that everything that we encounter isn't just something that happens to be there. It's a fact. It's what we're used to. It's what's normal. It's natural. But rather that it's a love letter that was gifted to us by someone with a capital S who adores us and who's trying and striving valiantly throughout every single one of our experiences and the people that we encounter and the Torah HaKadosha, without a question, and every single experience and stage and realm and facet of life, who's attempting to reach out to us, to communicate to us. It's an expression of his love, of his nurturing. And so it's nature or nurture. The question is a matter of perspective. How do we want to experience a walk through the park? Is it the Olam HaTeva? It's the world of nature, or is it an Olam HaPele, a world that blows our minds, a world that enables us to become filled with gratitude, to value all the small things, like Rav Kook writes. It's not just standing in front of Niagara Falls, we need to declare, Ma Rabu Masecha Hashem, how awesome, how grand, how tremendous are your creations, Hashem. But rather, says Rav Kook, there's another formulation that's just as important, to say, Ma Katnu Masecha Hashem. To be mind blown over a blade of grass, to be mind blown over the ability to put on a pair of shoes and to tie them, how much needs to go right in order to do that, to be mind blown over our spousal relationships, to be mind blown over our parenthood, to be mind blown over friendships. Makatnu masach, it's the small things that become completely transformed when we are able to wonder and to ask in wonderment this question that the HaMeor SheBah writes in this incredible quote. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu does, and this is what living with him does. He transforms the natural into the novel, to something incredible. Shemischadesh v'yavoi plia b'leiv hamiyach lemloi. Those that yearn for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, their hearts are filled with wonder. Their hearts are filled with a sense of gratitude. Al kol davar lamar, to ask in wonderment, in a state of incredible amazement. Mi bara eile. This is not just something that's here. It was created, and it was created for me, and therefore it holds infinite value. And it's not just nature, but it's an expression of HaKadosh Baruch Hu nurturing us, holding us, accompanying us every step of the way. Wishing you the most wonderful day, and looking forward to continuing learning with all of you. Thanks for listening.